Hey everyone, and welcome to Flint Community Players Artist Spotlight, where we give you a look at the artists that are going to be lending their talents to the stage here at Flint Community Players in upcoming productions. Today we are joined by some of the artists that are a part of the next production here at Flint Community Players, the Rocky Horror Show.
My name is Lelia Miller, you know me as Lily, and I am playing the awesome Usherette. I get to open and close the show, so that's the best part. She is coming up with this character. She is a very quirky fangirl, very bubbly, very energetic, and she's so excited about this show and just introduces the whole story to the audience. So,
my name is Coggins. I'm playing Dr. Frankenfurter. He is a fabulous psychopath. He a little bit self-obsessed, to put it a little bit lightly, exuding charisma, fun, fast, volatile.
My name is Chris Rodriguez. I'm playing Riff Raff. He is the butler slash villain of Dr. Frankenfurter in the show. He's a kind of an eccentric character. If I had to compare him to anything, think Igor meets Frankenstein meets American Psycho.
So can you tell us a little bit about the plot of the Rocky Horror Show?
Where, to me, I feel like the Rocky Horror Picture Show is just about being yourself unapologetically. It's
an out-of-this-world love fest with magic, murder.
These two kids, they're off on an adventure after getting engaged, and their car breaks down, and all of a sudden they find this castle
where you have a crazy doctor that's creating this interesting creature, and this couple unexpectedly comes in and ends up interlooped in this madness. So
a whole bunch of these weird people that kind of bring them into a different side of their sexuality and who they are as people.
This musical has tons of iconic songs and dances. What would you say is your favorite number in the show to dance to?
Time Warp on top of, no, hands down, just hands down, because it's a classic dance. Most definitely classic dance, and anybody who knows this show knows how to do the Time Warp, and it's just so much energy being able to just get up there and do all the movements, and you're just having fun. Mm-hmm. It's just nothing but fun.
I've always been a victim of loving the floor show so much, and what we've done, our take on it, I believe, is like really fun and really cool. I'm not particularly in that number, but it's I love the floor show. I really do.
Mm-hmm. I think my favorite is probably the floor show. The cast puts in like a lot of work. It is like, if I had to pick a culmination moment of how weird this show gets at times, the floor show kind of is it. Crazy outfits, singing, dancing, costume changes. It's wild, and it encapsulates the show perfectly.
So the Rocky Horror Show is based on the movie The Rocky Horror Picture Show, which is a cult classic and has a huge following of loving, dedicated fans. What would you say is your favorite movie that has that cult classic status to it?
I'd have to say that my personal favorite would be Labyrinth with David Bowie and Jennifer Connelly. It's the same. It kind of has that same feeling as the Rocky Horror Show, but only with David Bowie. You know.
Well, most people don't think of it as a cult classic, but actually Hairspray is, and it actually is my favorite one because anybody knows Hairspray, and if you know the original, you know that Divine, the one that played Edna, led the way to making that character be permanent. So it is most definitely one that most people will say is a cult classic.
Scott Pilgrim vs. the World was that for me for a long time. You know, it came out and it wasn't very big when it came out in the theaters. It came out against like I don't even remember what the other movie was. It came around Christmas. But just like it did the book series, so like a lot like Rocky Horror, it had like the movies and people did it everywhere, and But like Scott Pilgrim had a book following and video games and all that stuff, and it was like video game nerddom made into a weird cult film that people like niche kids liked for a while and then blew up again later, like a lot like the Rocky Horror Show, but obviously it means something to different people.
Alright, that's about all the time we have today, so thank you so much for joining us, and make sure that you catch these wonderful artists in the upcoming musical here at Flint Community Players, The Rocky Horror Show.
I'm very excited to see that for other people to see this show. I've gotten to see a lot of people put a lot of work into it. I've had the pleasure of working with people I've never worked with before on a show that means so much to so many, and it would mean a lot to us if you would come see it.
I don't know what you're doing in September, and I don't care. You take time out of your day on September 19th and come see this show, because you won't regret it.
I'm very excited. You should all be excited. Please come out and support us. This is going to be a show that you will never forget. Tickets are on sale right now, so come out and support. We'll be looking for you with anticipation.